What do you do, good people? Oh man, I'm just going to talk about a couple of things that are happening around me, and today I'm going to speak about Mavuso Msimang because I think he's a very interesting character, just as a man, but also just as a veteran of the ANC. He's coming forward. It's a very interesting move from the ANC side. I think I think the NC has needed someone like him because first of all, I just did a bit of digging on the internet trying to find if there's any scandals that are tied to his name, but it appears there's nothing except the fact that he was fighting against corruption during Jacob Zuma's tenure as president, and he has been really vocal even recently with regards to President Cyril Ramaphosa. So he seems like a legit guy, and I think this is exactly what the ANC needs. I don't know. I have this feeling in me that the ANC might be working with a PR company or something that is advising them on how to campaign this year and how to garner votes for next year's elections. And the move, or let me just call it the resignation move from Mavuso himself, was probably a PR stunt, because I mean he resigns and then he goes back in, and then all of a sudden he's an advisor to the Secretary General with another vet he's been mentioning on the news. I mean, this is my take. I think he could have been very vocal, but now he says he was not a part of this, committee, and now that he's a part of this committee, he will do something about it and try to get rid of some of the people that are tied to the Zondo. I think to the Zondo Commission, and what has been happening with corruption and that. I think he said something like this: the people that are tied to the Zondo Commission scandals and all that stuff, that are being discussed currently by the Zondo Commission. And so his take is just to go in there and actually try to remove most of those people and try to clean up the NC. I don't know what's been stopping him from doing that. Maybe he tried to do it internally, but then they were not listening to him, and therefore the only thing he was left to do was just to resign. And that's where he got the ANC's attention, apparently. But I feel like it's a PR stunt, and that he could have still been vocal, and in him being vocal, he would have probably changed a lot of stuff. And it just bothers me that why is he the only veteran that is really concerned about the ANC state as far as corruption is concerned? Where are all the other vets? Why are the other vets quiet? Why are the other vets not really saying anything about the corruption that's ensuing within the ANC? I think something can be done about it, but they just choose not to. And for some reason, they might just be involved, or maybe some of the vets are involved, and therefore they cannot speak against the corruption, because he can't be the only vet that's seeing this. He can't be the only vet. I know Thabo Mbeki has been very vocal against corruption, but where are all the other vets, and why didn't they form themselves into a voice that speaks together? And where's that conversation? Because I believe that conversation is necessary in these stages, or in the stages the ANC finds itself in. But I really do think that it's really a PR stunt, and the ANC has always needed someone like Mavuso Msimang to try and really clean up the ANC. It's really him resuscitating. I think Mavuso Msimang is doing exactly what Jacob Zuma is claiming to be doing with Umkhonto weSizwe. Mavuso is actually trying to resuscitate the ANC because he does not have a lot of scandals to his name. He looks like a very a very humble guy with a lot of integrity. He gives me Kgalema Motlante's vibes, but much more, I think, strategic. You understand? Much more strategic and much more. There's depth to the man. And this is just my observation looking at him during his interviews. I think there's a lot of depth to the man, and I think we are about to see something we've never seen within the ANC in a long time. Because he has that, or Tambo, Nelson Mandela, Thabo Mbeki hairstyle, Kgalema Motlanthe and who's the other guy? Walter Sisulu. I think he has that, even Stephen Biko, he has that image, and therefore I believe that it's not a facade. There must be something, deep in him, and I just judge it from the hairstyle, but I think there's more to him. I think he's really strategic, and I think we're about to see, something interesting happening next year, and I'm hoping that I'm right. I'm hoping that he's actually a guy with a lot of integrity that is going to restore the dignity of this political party. Because I don't know if all these other political parties have what it takes to take care of South Africa. Most of them, their manifestos are really questionable. I don't know if the country is ready for those types of manifestos. But like I said, we are yet to see. I know now I sound like I'm biased and I'm actually on the ANC side, but I don't think you like the EFF is a fraction. It's a fraction of the ANC. Like Umkhonto weSizwe is gonna be another fraction of the ANC. Cope was a fraction of the ANC, while Bosa is probably a fraction of the DA. But all of these just show you their disloyalty to what they apparently stood for, and the ability to just switch out of the blues. And therefore, these people are not really people you can trust, because they can switch at any time. We just saw Jacob Zuma switch. We saw Julius Malema switch against the ANC. We saw Musua Lukota switch against the ANC. And therefore, it seems like this switching is now becoming a thing. And everybody's now starting and forming their own party and launching it and moving with a certain number of people to go canvass against the ANC. I don't know if it's a good or a bad thing. I'm not a political analyst as far as I'm concerned. So I might just be wrong. But it doesn't feel right. You understand? You can't just keep switching. Loyalty is very important. And these are some of the attributes that you need to. I mean, we saw like at some point Julius Malema having tea with Jacob Zuma after a very huge debacle between the two of them, with regards to votes and with regards to just Jacob Zuma's corruption. How do you even go have tea with a corrupt man that you were actually conversing against at some point? It doesn't make sense. There's just too much happening within politics, and that makes sense. It makes sense why a lot of people don't really take politics serious, because it seems like a game. It doesn't really feel like something real. So, but then I think we'll see just very soon. I'm still paying attention. I'm still listening to the news. I'm still reading, and I'm trying to gather up a lot of data so I can actually, make a better and informed decision as far as my vote is concerned. So I hope that you're doing the same in this festive season. I hope you're enjoying yourself. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe on the Earread Project podcast, or the Earread Project for that matter. Kuzum the Target Club. It's your man, Bafana Mtini, aka Subsir, and I'm out. Peace and love, 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 peace and love. Yeah. I'm Shembarized. Yeah.